Good afternoon, everybody. It is Saturday, January 13th, and I hope you're staying warm out there because it is very chilly. Last night, I said that I found one hell of a honeypot, and I was not kidding, and I want to show you how I got there and what I found. So, kind of the reason why I found this thing was because I was looking for candidate information on finding out who has filed already for these elections for state rep, senator, etc., mostly in Marion County. So I was going through the Secretary of State website and I stumbled upon something, but let me show you how I got there. Clicked on resources and then I went to download data and then I found the contribution and expenditure data. Hmm. So I click clicked on the expenditure data. It opens up a zip file and then it opens up an Excel file. And let me show you what I found. Boom. There we go. And you're saying, Witty, what the hell does all of this mean? Well, it gives a lot of insight of what's going on and who's getting paid. And here, let me give you an example right now. So the GOP, Indiana GOP, you can see what they're contributing in, but most importantly, this is what was my fancy right here. Was fit my fancy was the payroll. And you can see all the people that are getting paid by the Indiana GOP. Not only that, but it's also Democrats. So I want to make sure that this is 100% fair. This is a left and a right issue. You can get a lot of information on here, but you can also see, like for me, I was trying to figure out like who are the people that I could trust on the GOP side because I know damn well I can't trust anybody on the Democrat side. They're a bunch of liars. They suck. They just they have their own agenda. Not to say that the right doesn't, but for the Democrats, it's a lot more extreme. So besides that, you got payroll and yada yada yada. But there are a few things I wanted to just go through real quick. 822 on the Democrats. I thought this was really interesting. Was how much parking they paid for. Right here, 2171. They paid $2,000 in parking at the Denison Parking Plaza Park. Seems like a lot. I don't know. For me, it seems like a lot of money. Maybe I'm thinking a little too much of it, but a little bit going forward. 1522. And you can check this stuff out if you want by yourself. I just showed you how to get everything. 1522. Now, Indiana Credit Union. This is what I've been saying for a long time. It's not the left and the right, there is a uniparty. And you can see it by the contributions, and you can tell who's getting paid and where are the connections at. Just like I said last night, it's a giant mess, and you need to figure out who the major players are. So, for example, Indiana Credit Union, PAC. So we go and check out. I was checking out the big ones. So, for example, Friends of Mike Speedy. Right now, Mike Speedy is running for Congress, but Republican. But I wanted to show you Jai Quinta. Right now, he is the Indiana Democratic leader for them. I think the minority leader, but it just shows you Democrats are getting paid. He got paid $2,000, and Mike Speedy got paid $1,000. It's just cross pollination, cross contamination. Some people can't be trusted than others, and this is a clear example of who. Moving forward, we're going to skip way ahead. 062. Okay, bam, Taft. The Taft and Hollister Better Government Fund. So who do they fund? Brandon Sackbun for mayor. I believe this was the Fort Wayne mayor, the kid who lives with his parents in Fort Wayne, and they gave him $2,500 one time and then $3,500 another time. And who else did they give them money to? Well, we can just keep scrolling down here and we'll see. And if we keep scrolling down, we will see Todd Huston. He got $5,000. Now, Todd Huston was the Senate Pro Torum for the Indiana GOP, but I think he has stepped down for Anne Hathaway, who's the leader now of the Indiana GOP. But just another reason this just goes to show you, they do elect the left and the right, like Dave Hoffman. He was running for mayor of Lawrence. Sue Feakum, she was running for the mayor of Carmel. Jack Sandlin. Mirrors for Indy. They gave $2,000 to that Nosferatu scumbag Mirrors prosecutor. Maggie Lewis, they gave her $500. She's a Democrat city council member. Julie McGuire, uh, GOP state rep. I don't know who some of these other people are. Oh, Jensen, he's the mayor of Noblesville. Gave him $20,000. Holy shit! Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, you just saw my reaction in real time. But they gave Hogsett $100,000. Are you kidding me? Really? Really? Six figures? Uh, like Taft is on the list, obviously, along with Fager, along with Bose. Um, but yeah, to me, they're all a little bit compromised. I know some of those names out on there; they're definitely compromised. Maybe not Dave Hoffman. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. I would trust him though. All right, 6283. Okay, so you know how we always hear about from the Democrats of like, hey, yes, they're so corrupt, they're screwing everybody off of their electric bills, blah blah blah. Well, guess who's getting money from them? Jai Quinta. That's right, Democrat leader of Indiana. I forgot what his first name is. I don't care. Jai Quinta. But here we go again. The same thing, they gave it to the left, they gave it to the right again. Some more money, $300 to Todd Huston. I don't know. That's advertising. And let's see any other names I know. Bob Morris, I know is a GOP. Anybody else recognize? Contributed to. Oh, okay. Moving on. 13. We can see all of those. You can see the committees, you can see the PACs, you can see there's Suzanne Crouch, there's the Indiana State Builders. If you just want to do a little quickie, if you want to find a little quickie, you do a little Control F, and do a little Justin Moetti, and you can see Indiana State Builder gave him $500. That's a guy who's on the left. And is there anybody that they gave him to the right? Is it? I don't know. Greg Walker, I'm not sure who it is. The Moed, Ledbetter, House Republican Campaign Committee. See, it's just another left and a right. It's handshakes and hand jobs. That's what I'm really stressing on here right now. 13471. Where is it? And there is also something that I noticed, which I'm not a big fan of. Well, I'm not a big fan of all of this, but I'm not a big fan of hiding stuff. So here, a better infrastructure PAC. Because infrastructure is on the debate right now. It's on the ballot. Everybody's talking about it. We have infrastructure problems. We have housing problems, yada, yada, yada. And how much did they give? Let's see. They gave money to Tom McDermott Jr., who is the current mayor of Hammond, Indiana. And how much did they give him? They gave him $2,000. And what was the other one? 476. And then they gave Suzanne Crouch $5,000. Now, I'm not trying to say like, what do we do about it? I just want you to understand that when everybody's looking at this whole issue as like a binary problem, it's definitely not. It's a uniparty problem. We need to figure out who the players are, who are the ones that are compromised, who are the ones that are being corrupted, and we've always known, and now we have proof of it that the people that give them money, they're more inclined to pass their bills or even put them up in committee. I think there was one more I wanted to do. There's Mybor. Where are you, scumbags? There you are. Okay. And it was... Yeah, Brian Maury. So Mybor gave money to Brian Maury, who is the current GOP leader of the Indianapolis City Council, which he would be known as the minority leader. This is what I found very interesting. They gave him $2,500. And I was like, I'm always trying to figure out, do these match up to what it shows up on their campaign financials? And by no surprise, Brian Maury's, this does not show up on his campaign forms, which I thought was interesting. But if you go and look up anybody else's, like I looked up Justin Moeds, I looked up Maggie Lewis, I looked up everybody. Matt Impink, he's on here, right here. They gave him $2,500. And I mean, you can see here too that we got a little bit McCormick, we got a little Maggie Lewis. I don't know who that is. That's for Carmel. Hogset, they gave him $20,000. You can see all the, and a year or so ago, I was making a list of, and I was just going through all the campaign reports and just trying to figure out who is getting what from who. And this just breaks it all down for me right now. I don't even have to look for it. I can just go and find it if I wanted to. So the very the very last thing I wanted to show was the Voice of the People pack. And I was making fun of this not too long ago about Vop Osley. He made his own political action committee. He's moving his hundreds of thousands of dollars into this pack so he can help other candidates out. And this is where I found more of it. So he had advertising that he was paying for somebody. And that's the other problem too, is like we don't know if you go into the actually I'll just show you. When I was trying to get the payroll information for the Indianapolis Democrats, they wouldn't show who's actually on their payroll. Instead, what they showed was Intuit, because payroll. Yeah, so just to show you, Marion County Democrat Central Committee, and it shows on their payroll, but it doesn't show who they actually paid, so you don't know who the players are. Where on the Republican side, you could see who the players are under payroll. Yeah, so like here you have Whitley Yates, so now you know how much she's getting paid, which is like 20 grand from the GOP to teach people to teach people DEI in the Republican Party. And by the way, ever since she got that job, she has been pushing reparations, which means she wants you taxpayers, you Republican taxpayers, to pay for reparations. That's crazy to me. But anyway, let's go back to the Voice of the People pack. All right, want to see something really crazy? This is what I got for you. The Voice of the People pack. This is Vop Osley's Political Action Committee. He made this so he can move money and make sure that it's a little bit harder to track by the government, not that they look anyway. But when you're trying to help fund some of these campaigns, there's a lot of paperwork that you have to go through and a lot of oversight, and people like me can go ahead and find it. And now I can find this a little bit easier, but only if he reports it. So let's give this an example right here. Actually, let me get me out of here. Whoop. Right here is Brown Progressive LLC. Brown Progressive is owned by Allie Brown's husband. Allie Brown just became the vice president of the Indy City Council, and this is probably a big reason why. Right here, $2,500, $2,500, and $5,000, all for consulting fees that Vop Osley is paying for operations. Whoop. So, what does that tell me? Tells me that this is perfect more money laundering. Give them money, and then that consulting place can give it to somebody else. I don't know if it's through not through taxes, with taxes. No idea, since I don't deal with any of that stuff. But it just shows you all the handshakes and hand job that's going on. Pretty crazy, right? Pretty crazy. Until next time.